Hi, it's Celeste Majors, your canary in the coal mine. So today I wanted to talk to you about you becoming your own health detective. It's really beneficial if you start tracking information about yourself and noticing the differences that occur when you do different things or you eat different things. That's one of the ways that I started to track down my own health problems way back when, many decades ago. Was I started to notice that when I ate certain foods, a couple of days later, I would get severe migraine headaches. And I mentioned that to a doctor. This was probably back in the 70s or 80s. And they, of course, just discounted it. They said, oh, that can't be true. You know, there's no relationship between what you eat and how you feel. Well, we know different today, right? Most of us are aware of the fact that there is a relationship between how we live our lives, our lifestyles, the environment we're living in and how toxic it is, and the food we eat. You just basically can't eat hamburgers all day long, which have not very much nutritional value in them, and be healthy, because you don't have the vitamins and minerals and the minor ingredients in food. All you have is the calories. You don't really have any real substantial nutrition in that food. So here's what I'd like to propose to you, that you start kind of keeping track, either formally with a little notebook or informally, but start like noticing, like, oh, yesterday I had a big piece of pizza, or I had, a milkshake, or whatever it was, and then the next day I felt kind of sluggish. Or maybe on the day that you feel kind of sluggish, you say to yourself, well, what did I eat yesterday? Well, what did I eat the day before? That's why it's kind of a good thing to keep a notebook, because a lot of us can't remember what we had the day before, especially not maybe all three meals. Maybe we could, unless we always eat the same breakfast and whatever. So that, little notes in a notebook doesn't have to be real detailed, or, oh, I got that candy bar that I've never eaten before out of the vending machine, and now today I feel like I'm craving chocolate. And that's another thing that you can notice, is that you're having not only reactions to food, but cravings for food, that when you don't eat those things, you don't have those cravings. Well, that's deliberate on the part of the food manufacturers. They literally have scientists whose job it is to put certain ingredients and certain balances of ingredients like salt and sugar and fat into food and flavorings to up their appeal, to make them addictive, so that they can sell more cookies or whatever it is than the competition. And all of our health is suffering as a result of them competing with each other for our taste buds. So one of the ways that you can really get a handle on this is to go on what's called an elimination diet. And in that diet, you cut way down on a bunch of things that are known to be food allergens, that are known to be triggers for cravings. And you just, like, for a month, you just cut them out and eliminate them completely. I mean, I know that for most of us that means a huge change in our diet. But let's face it, you've probably gone on a diet sometime in the past where you made a huge change for just a few weeks so that you could fit into that dress for the wedding, or, so that you could look good for your high school reunion. So I think you can do this. You can just decide that for a month I'm not going to eat all the things that are normally allergenic. I'll have another video on what would you eliminate on an elimination diet. And then you'll find your body settling down. You'll find your cravings going away. If you have pain in your body, like I have arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, and I found that my joints felt better. They weren't as painful. They weren't as swollen. They weren't as red. My migraine headaches went away. All because I cut a whole bunch of things out of my diet. Well, then when you've got your body all settled down, then you can, you have a baseline from which you can experiment. So then you could add back in that one candy bar, or that one, food that you so much love. And then the next day and the day after, you could say, did I have a reaction to that? If not, I can keep this food in my diet. If I had a reaction, take it back out again, get your body settled down again, and try the next food. So that's what I mean by become your own health detective, your own wellness detective. Start really figuring out what is actually provoking your symptoms. Now, you can get some really expensive testing done, most of which you'll have to pay for yourself, that can figure out some of these things for you. You can get these panels and stuff. But honestly, a lot of those tests that test for allergies are not the level of difficulty we're actually dealing with. We're kind of dealing at a lesser level, and a lot of those tests will say, oh, you're good, you don't actually have that, and you in fact do, you know. So your own body experience is far more valuable than a panel of tests, and it's a lot cheaper to experiment on yourself this way. I'm a big proponent of experimenting on myself. I call myself my own lab rat. So I'm going to encourage you to do the same thing. Find out what's really going on with you. And even if the doctor poof-ahs it and says, oh, that can't be true, you know it's true because you can demonstrate it in your own life. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. And I want to help you get well and stay well. Thanks.